And we're live, Cumtown Premium. Here we are. Stripped down crew we're working with today.
6:22 p.m., December 16th, 2018. Do you know where your children are? Do you know where they are? What are their names? What are the names of your children?
What's his name?
Call in now. Tell us your child's name, his body type. Athletic. Hello, my name's Gary. I'm 37, and I'm looking for an athletic 6 to 8 year old. I'm outgoing. And that's the future. You think this is a funny bit, but we're looking at a future where, look, these Epstein guys aren't going to be able to take public shaming, but they control everything. So it's going to be 15 years down the line, they're going to figure out a way to manipulate the culture to make it okay to be a pedophile.
Right.
They're going to figure out a way to do it. I don't. You know, it's funny, like, because it seems like I'm just going to make like some kind of weird conservative argument about like
You let the gays get married,
yes,
then we fuck dogs.
I'm not, but they're going to figure out a way to appropriate all of those identity arguments to make it okay to be a pedophile. And then guess who's going to be fucking kids in the middle of Times Square? Bill Clinton and Elmo double teaming a 6-year-old. And suddenly we don't even remember 9/11. In fact, at that point, everyone thinks it's good because we're all Muslim.
Because we miss 9/11.
We miss it. We want to do it again ourselves.
Well, it is true that boy fucking is part of Sharia law.
Yeah.
That's a good that's a good solid point.
Of boy fucking, Stav
is in Ohio right now.
Stav's in Ohio, home of Steubenville.
Correct. Home of Steubenville, and they had another congressman that was also another pedophile.
Sherrod Brown, famed pedophile, and Democratic hopeful, and famed Sherrod Brown, famed pedophile and Democratic hopeful. Sherrod Brown, he gets the Cumtown endorsement. I will vote for that man because it's not about identity, guys. It's about
how many kids.
It's about the issues in the class issues.
Yeah.
It's like, will I not vote for a white man just because he's a white man? Absolutely not. I don't
No
care
way.
who he is. If he supports the things I support, I'll vote for him.
Absolutely.
He fucks kids. That's none of my damn business.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens in his bedroom.
In
the sanctity of his
what
own
happens in the privacy
relationship.
The privacy of a grown man's bedroom.
Right.
Is able. You're going to tell me a man can't consent? That a grown man isn't able to consent and choose what he does with his body.
Correct.
That sounds a little hypocritical to me.
I agree.
If a grown man wants to have sex with a child, who am I to tell him he's not allowed to do that?
Yeah. Who are you?
It's consent.
I agree.
It's purely a consent issue.
I think that's a good point.
Let's just let you know, Cumtown is brought to you by DreamWorks. It's now a DreamWorks production.
DreamWorks Pixar, yeah.
A Geffen Records production.
David Geffen owns DreamWorks?
Yeah, well, DreamWorks is...
Or Disney owns DreamWorks.
It's DreamWorks SFG or something. I mean, but it's Spielberg something and Geffen. I forget who the other partner is.
It's the triumvirate of powerful pedophiles.
Yeah, 3 men, 3-year-olds.
3 men and a baby.
3 men and a baby. The 3 men and a baby porn parody, also titled 3 men and a baby.
Yes, Nick and I were just watching.
It's like, so am I gonna go first? I'm gonna fuck this kid first.
Who is that? You're doing
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck, yeah. Who are the other 3 men? Ted Danson,
and he's like, so am I gonna fuck this kid first? He's saying that.
That's the whole movie.
Yeah, they're all. Who's gonna fuck him? Play it again. What's his name? Sam.
Yeah. Casablanca.
Well,
so
Cumtown. Today, the topic of discussion is Humphrey Bogart, the man, the legend, 50 years, a Hollywood golden icon, passed away tragically
this week,
several decades ago. We're just getting now around. I recently found out. I thought he was still alive, and I am devastated to hear of the tragic loss of Humphrey Bogart.
You don't hear that name much anymore.
Yeah.
Humphrey.
Yeah.
There was that guy that...
You should be allowed to be devastated about the loss of somebody that died 45 years ago if you didn't know about it. You know?
Right.
Because it's just as valid.
Because you're finding out, so it's
you're
like
finding
a death
out
for you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a good.
Yeah, I just found out James Cagney died after he made Ragtime. My favorite movie, Ragtime.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up and I think, oh man, if only every movie could be like Ragtime.
Uh-huh. Yeah, which one was that? Was I've only seen the original Scarface,
Yeah,
but I haven't seen many other movies of his.
James Cagney.
Yeah,
Uh,
was that him? Right,
yeah.
right. He was like the early
Yeah, yeah.
gangster movie guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Ragtime was his last movie, I think.
and then he died.
He died.
What was it
shortly
about?
after.
Jazz.
It's about like the 1910s or the 1920s.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our grandfathers that like jazz
It's like-
just
it's like-
wiggers.
It's kind of like an anthology. It's like intertwined stories. It's based on some novel, I think.
About the 20s.
Yeah. Would you ask?
Or like old guys that like jazz just wiggers.
That's interesting. I mean, like, there's certainly like, it's possibly a topic of academic study is the
Really?
history of wiggerdom, and yeah, because you know, multiple people have had that conversation. Is like Al Jolson a racist, or is he just
A wigger.
a wigger? Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you could technically do blackface and say it's because you're a wigger.
Well, that was like what he was.
Right.
You know, I mean, you forget that
that
that's.
sort of makes sense.
I mean, wiggerdom is blackface.
sure.
It's in fact probably
Yeah.
there's way more effort. At least the blackface guys took the fucking
Uh-huh.
shoe polish off. At
you
some time.
you
They're
sort
not
of
sitting at the dinner table with their mom from like
you're saying the wiggers took the shoe
yeah
polish off.
Wasso, you know, Wisconsin. There's like, do you want some more peas, Eric? And it's like, damn, mom, I ain't trying to be hurrying it. You know, it's like Al Jolson wasn't like fucking blacking up before opening Christmas.
Just like
presents with his
instead
mom
of
and dad.
walking, just crip walking everywhere as
Yeah,
a
right.
means of locomotion.
Yeah, yeah.
I
no,
miss them so much.
No, the
dude.
wiggers like definitely stepped. They're like, oh, you want to take the makeup away from us? Well, guess what? We wearing the pants in a voice.
I think I brought this up at the live show once, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've said it on the pod. But there was this kid in my middle school who like was a huge wig, and he has fucking all of his knuckles were scabbed over. And I was like, Phil, what happened last night?
I got a stepdad.
Yeah, he's like,
I got stepdad problems.
he's like, beat my daddy ass. That's like, can you imagine the guy just going into work the next day? Black and blue
Yeah.
for beating up.
What the fuck happened? My son saw 8 Mile, and then he wanted these sneakers, and then it kind of just went downhill from there.
Then he just absolutely kicked the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Your fucking IT job, just like bleeding on yourself.
Damn. I was making myself laugh the other day, imagining like a day labor, like one of those day laborers outside of Home Depot is just doing that shit to save up money so he can see Paris.
It's the city of lights, bro.
Because the one thing I want to do is to go to France to see Paris. If I could make enough money to enjoy so I could see Paris.
Oh. Damn, dude. Yeah. Nick and I were just watching a really good
I
show.
had another one last night that was fucking cracking me up, and I can't. I wish I could fucking.
I had one last night too that I forgot as well.
Yeah.
What was it? Whatever.
Yeah. That sucks, man.
Yeah, it sucks like
gotta
feeling like retarded.
I gotta start writing shit down, like day laborer who wants to go to Paris. If I had lost that, that would have been a tragedy.
Ever since I saw the Sofia Coppola, Marie Antoinette.
No, not even because it's like I don't know. I was laughing about them wanting to go to Disney World, which they do want to do.
They
But-
love Disney.
Yeah, but Paris is kind of like Disney World for
faggots.
yeah, basically that's their Disney World.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Wait, so Nick and I were just watching the show with Dasha about people that date people on the inside that have never met them, but they meet them on online meet a jailbird prison apps. And it's pretty good. You guys should check it out. What's it called, Dasha? It's called Love After Lockup. You guys should see it. This one lady that gets a blue wedding cake because her fiance is a crip.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. But yeah, we were just reading prisoner dating profiles online, and there's some gems out there. But I don't know. I think that sounds like probably a good situation. Just date someone that has that's like facing life or like on a life. Yeah, unconditional love. Sending her money, constantly for canteen. It sounds like a good situation to me.
I would do it and I would date somebody on death row just so I could witness the execution.
Oh, so you could be in the room.
They don't let just anybody in there.
Yeah, you got to be next of kin or something.
You got to be next of kin.
Oh,
so
that's
I could
pretty
just have
sick.
a series of relationships with people on death row just to watch them die.
How do you get to flip the switch? How do you get that job?
Honestly, the perfect relationship.
It sort of is. You get to mourn her?
Yeah. You pay attention to somebody for a couple of years.
I'm a widow.
And then you watch them strap them down and just pump 3,000 volts through their fucking skull. That's what we all want, right?
Watch her ride the lightning. Dude.
Ride the fucking lightning, baby. They're
Metallica
like,
style.
Sir, can you please put on you're not allowed in the execution room wearing a sleeveless Metallica shirt.
Woo! Hell yeah.
I'm doing it for James, dude.
And you just play in Nothing Else Matters right after she's dead. Dude. I love that scene in the West Memphis 3 documentary when like their mom is like, every day I listen to this song because nothing else matters until my boy gets out of jail. It's such a good portrait of that type of American.
I hate that movie.
You hate it?
Yeah.
I remember seeing it right when it came out. Like I was like 9.
Yeah. Well, it's like the point the movie.
Well, they clearly did it, right? Is that right? All true crime is that they all did it?
Probably.
Or was it?
I mean, I was like suspected because it's like who else did it?
Then they know all the Satan stuff
the movie's
already.
Bullshit because the movie's like,
I don't even remember the
movie. The movie is insanely classist and racist, and everybody thinks, or not everybody, but it's like, oh, they picked on these poor kids because they're goth, and it's like, oh, and then all of these millionaire celebrities that make the popular media that those kids consume, then shift the blame to the weird poor redneck who doesn't have teeth.
Right.
And they're
Who's
like
clearly a racist and violent and evil, right?
Because he's a redneck.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the redneck.
Obviously.
It's not these boys who we can relate to. It's the even weirder guy who's even more marginalized in society. It's just like they can find, some kind of like sympathy with these kids because they dress the same as like all the middle class people that hang out at the fucking mall. Meanwhile, in the documentary, at one point, they go like, there is also a report of a black man just hanging out by the woods.
Did they say that?
Yes. Because at one point, there's like, and there was just a mysterious black man who was not. Nobody said he did anything. They were just
mentioned
They just mentioned that somebody saw a black guy by like the chicken
restaurant. Didn't the documentary try to pin it on one of the kids, like
the stepdad,
stepdads? Yeah.
And it was like, and again, like the same kind of evidence they had against the kid. It was like, he's weird, or the kids is that he's like a weird guy. And like he seemed too concerned about the child being murdered.
Oh, you can't be too sad about your kid dying.
It was
I wonder what happened. Did they get them out eventually?
I think they all got like an Alford plea or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, without the West Memphis 3, you'd never have the West or the regular Memphis 3-6 Mafia, right? And so
the Breast Memphis P.
The Breast Memphis P. There you go.
That's mine.
We got to get our pun game up without stop here.
Does he do that? I wonder what he's doing right now. I wonder what he's eating right now.
He's in Cleveland right now.
Yeah. But the breakfast, just crushing.
Do you remember that
just
barbecue place?
Being like, I'm fat and I'm bad at having sex. Just how I mean, hats off to you if you can fill an hour with just I'm fat and I'm bad at fucking.
Yeah.
But I'm cute. Let me be cute while I'm bad at fucking you or whatever.
Do you think that Stav could bait a pedophile with his like baby-like features?
He would have to be a giant pedophile.
It would have to be an extra large pedophile.
A guy that's like 8'1".
Like an 8'1".
He's like, I just love his small, soft body. Stav got raped by a giant pedophile.
Yeah, well, he would technically kill a real baby. So technically, Stav saved a baby's life. by getting raped by a giant.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is true. Man, you can't say that's not
Do you
true.
remember we went into that barbecue restaurant in Cleveland, and then we're like, "What kind of barbecue is it?" Well, they're like, "It's Cleveland style," and we're like, "What? So what does that mean?" They were like, "Well, we got pulled pork, brisket." And we're like, "Oh, so you mean just barbecue?"
Yeah, it's just barbecue.
Yeah.
No, Cleveland. Fuck Cleveland. You know,
It's sad,
I'll
dude.
say that now.
That shit is sad.
Fuck Cleveland. Based entirely on my experience with the
club there.
the cuisine. No, the club was fine. I had fun doing the shows, but that barbecue was garbage.
They treat you good at that club.
That barbecue was garbage. That hotel looked nice, but it fucking smelled bad.
Well, they were doing that sad thing of like, you know, the Detroit thing, like a bunch of like shitty cities like emptied out and are ghost towns. They're like, come back down to the downtown. We got like a barbecue restaurant.
Right.
We got
home
we got
of blues.
Thai food now.
This is where the blues was
Yeah, we got a house of blues. Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about the blues.
No one likes the blues.
No one likes the blues. That was a thing for like
Mark Maron is It's recording. All right, and we're back. Sorry guys, the recorder shut off. I mean, you couldn't have trusted us to.
Yeah, I think we were talking about Cleveland.
Yeah. I mean, that shit's sad, dude, because you could tell that it used to be a real city. There's like really nice like,
Why is it sad?
you know, because it's dead.
Yeah, as it should be.
As it should be, I guess so.
Look, Ohio got a little too big for their britches.
I don't like how people from there are obsessed with it and talk. They're like, "Oh, that's so Ohio." Yeah, that's so annoying. Yeah,
You know, literally every place is like that. You know, it's
I
funny.
never say that. That's so Nevada.
Jersey used to do it, and it was obnoxious.
Yeah,
That kind of opened the floodgates for every other state to have like state pride, which is fucking dumb.
Yeah,
New York, and that's it.
that's the only state.
Only one.
There's one state, baby.
Maybe Alaska. That's pretty cool. Or Hawaii, locals only.
Dude, I'm trying to go. I told you about that kid that I knew in college that was like, I need to get out of this country, man. I'm moving to Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move to Hawaii and I'm gonna date the gang leader's sister. And he's
of the beach gang.
Yeah, and he's not gonna trust me at first. But I'm gonna prove that
You're a loco as well.
I love his sister.
You're a loco behe.
Yeah. And then he's going to be like, you know what, Okaku? At first, I didn't think you were Chuchalu. But then I started to realize, Uwala Kumana, that you could cuckoo kaka baloo.
There's a saying in Hawaii. It said, an abehe or an abuhu.
What that means is locals only.
It means locals only.
Yeah. But there's another saying. Alapulu kalakumunu kaka gombule. That means sometimes not so much locals only.
Oh God, yeah.
Dude, what a dumbass type of person to be. Pacific Islander.
Pacific Islander.
Oh yeah,
dude. I think
it's like
they're pretty cool. They're real big.
Yeah,
yeah. They're really jolly.
Yeah.
They have a lot of them that have had breakthroughs in Hollywood recently. The Aquaman guy, The Rock, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. They got
the
those
Aquaman
cool
guys,
tattoos.
Pacific Islander.
Jason Momoa. What else?
I
would
didn't
it be?
even know his last name.
Yeah.
It's funny because I saw that guy in like Good Morning America, and it just struck me as like, oh, this is just somebody that would be like one of Jake Flores's friends. You know, if like it weren't like a stroke of luck that they just let him be in movies.
I mean, he's massive too.
Yeah.
There's a picture of him with his bodyguards that they just released, and they're like, both of them are about 9 to 12 inches shorter than him. It's like they're not even providing any semblance of security. Like he could do it himself.
But they know karate.
But they probably do know karate. Yeah. Yeah, you know my boy Jason. He works down at the gutter in Williamsburg, dude.
Why do bodyguards wear suits? That's so funny to me.
Yeah,
like, I know you're not a businessman.
It makes it feel like an executive detail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you got suit guys protecting you.
I saw some like presidential detail guys around Trump Tower, and they wear like suits, but then they have little like earpieces and like Oakleys, and then like they had like assault rifles, which was cool.
Sick.
It's like, damn, that's a tight job.
I want to get the Oakleys like Dog the Bounty Hunter used to have, which have like headsets in the Oakleys. Like they go into your ears as well.
Yeah.
And then we could just talk to each other through our Oakleys.
Yeah. That would be sick.
Yeah.
Me and Sav were talking about getting walkie-talkies.
Just the two of you?
Yeah, well, we'd get 3, but then keep an extra one as backup.
Oh, in
Yeah.
case someone. One of them
They only come in sets of 3, but you really just, you want to keep one for
yeah.
just in case they break.
We have one on a police channel
Yeah.
just to see what's going on.
Police suck my dick.
Yo, it's that time of the year.
Oh yeah, police suck my dick. Police suck my dick.
dick.
Yep.
Police suck my dick.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Convicts?
Oh yeah. We should just read some of those dating profiles.
Maybe once this peters out. In the
Yeah,
next
I guess
hour.
so.
I don't know. We've never done a show that's just the two of us where we don't have cocaine.
Yeah.
My
But that was kind of a disaster, honestly.
Hey,
maybe it wasn't a disaster.
it was. Look, a disaster is dead air.
That's true. We got to
You know.
just fill this shit for an hour. That's our requirement.
Just
Turn
fill
off the
this
recorder.
shit. Turn my brain off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever think about anything I'm saying or doing.
Nope.
Ever.
No, or the repercussions.
The repercussions are meaningless. There's not going to be
Mhm.
any such thing as repercussions in 2 years.
The cool thing is that this is behind a paywall, so no one can hear it unless they're paying for it.
Yeah.
There's no way for any of this stuff to get
It's
out.
impossible to steal.
We could literally say anything and
Mhm.
do anything we want. Completely get away with it.
Mhm.
See, now you're eating the Kit Kats, baby.
Yeah. Well,
You said you weren't gonna.
well, it says have a break.
I know. I love them.
I'm trying to take a break.
We're eating some some matcha Kit Kats, which are very popular
You
in
know,
Japan.
I'm coming around, or not coming around, turning. I've changed my opinion about matcha.
Oh, matcha, not the Japanese.
Well, no. Yeah, I still don't like
I think matcha tastes like shit,
it.
dude.
Tastes like fucking grass and dirt.
Yeah, it's grass. Yeah.
I will go back to Tokyo, though.
You will go back just to have another shot at them.
Mm-hmm.
To rile them up.
Just getting kicked out of the country for trolling.
Yeah.
For being annoying.
Just to try to I mean, your experience of Japan
Just blowing my nose everywhere.
is
Just
very
blowing my
similar.
nose on tablecloths.
Is very similar to what Jake Paul was doing in Japan before he found the dead body, which was like going up to old Japanese guys and like just dabbing at them, be like, "What the fuck are you gonna do about it?" And they're running away,
I wasn't doing
wearing Pikachu stuff.
that. I wasn't doing that.
You were
But
doing
just
all
like
that kind of stuff.
loudly farting,
Yeah,
not worrying about it because they don't understand.
and just being in an
They're-
elevator and being like, "Cunt."
They don't know what that noise is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't fart in Japan. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
You've never heard of such a thing.
Just shitting your pants on the subway.
Yeah. Oops.
Triggered.
Yeah.
Triggered libs. Oh yeah. I miss it, dude. I want to go back.
Do they have libs over there?
No, dude, they're fascist.
What's a Japanese lib like? He's like, we look exactly the same as the Chinese, right?
They're like,
"No,
maybe we should lighten up
we
on the
stop?"
Chinese, dude.
Yeah. They're like, race is a construct. There's literally zero difference between us and the Chinese.
We look kind of like
Yeah.
the Koreans too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's their libs. Apparently Osaka is like the chill city.
Yeah.
We didn't go there, but apparently that's like Cali.
Bro soccer.
That's where bro Osaka, dude. It's for guys only. People going out, mahalo, locos only, that whole shit. Yeah.
What's chill about it?
I don't know. Apparently they're not as uptight as Tokyo people. I don't fucking know.
How are the Tokyo people uptight?
I thought they were very polite, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe they smoke a tree or something. They definitely don't.
Yeah.
You could like get serious jail time for puffing.
Oh yeah, dude. I was fantasizing about being locked up while we were over there. I was reading about it. It's
Because
crazy.
you just sit in one place.
They make you kneel on your fucking knees for like 12 hours a day.
Maybe that's one way for you to truly be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be thrown in Japanese prison.
Yeah, just sit on your knees all day with a
Mhm.
bunch of other guys farting.
Like I don't know anybody. They keep beating me. That could be
Why?
like my like POW movie. It's a guy he keeps farting. The Japanese commandant just beats him for it.
There was
It's
a
a bridge over the River Kwai, but it's like a British guy that's just like, I will do as I please.
such a stupid idea.
Just saluting with the hand up.
There's a movie with David Bowie where he's in a Japanese POW camp.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it? No, it's not
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
Rablin.
Rablin. Yeah. That's no, it's called Merry Christmas Colonel something or other. I don't fucking know. It's pretty good, honestly.
Oh, David Bowie.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day about they were putting Sting in movies for a while, and he's not an actor anymore.
He was in Dune.
He was in Dune. He was in Save the Last Dance.
Uh-huh.
Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood.
Mod Squad.
Mm-hmm. Don't Be a Menace in South Central.
The Other Sister. Saving Private Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a lot. There's a lot of movies with Sting in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then I looked it up, and it was actually, I'm thinking of Giovanni Ribisi. I said to myself, "Oh,
damn,
yeah, that's
damn,
yeah.
the classic mix-up, the classic switcheroo, dude."
I thought to myself, never mind.
You ever hear that Giovanni Ribisi song "Roxanne"?
Yeah. I forget. You forget that
You
Giovanni
forget.
Ribisi was in a band called the Police. for a long time. A lot of people forget that prior to acting, Giovanni Ribisi was in a kind of like a contemporary pop mashup group called the Police.
The Police, yeah.
They do like
they did kind of like a ska
reggae
infused,
ska infused thing.
Yeah, reggae kind of thing. Yeah.
And then I was thinking about that more, and I realized, I'm thinking of the musical artist Sting. And I said to myself, what happened to Sting? And I was like, oh, that's right. He went into movies. And I was like, what?
Boiler Room.
Boiler Room.
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah. The church. He's in the Church of Scientology.
Yeah.
His sister's married to Beck.
Yeah. He's got like an Italian Down syndrome look to
He
him.
does look Downsy as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the eyes.
Uh-huh.
It's the puffy eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I love that Giovanni Ribisi song, "A Dream of Rain." Yale.
Yeah. I love. But like when people like you wear a piece of clothing and people are like, "That's nice." You're like, "Thank you." It's Giovanni Ribisi. Giovanni Ribisi is it's like designer helmets for guys with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Michael, that's an amazing helmet you have on. Yeah. Thank you. It's Giovanni Ribisi.
That's the commercial.
Velcro. Introducing Velcro completely reimagined. It's like Versace Velcro slippers. Giovanni Ribisi. Just a retarded fashion designer.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Just a kid walking into special ed, like
Mm-hmm.
and all the kids are like, whoa, oh God, Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah, it's Fashion Week.
It's Fashion Week, Milan. Yeah, that. Oh yeah, we already talked about it. That girl that with Down syndrome that they let walk on the catwalk.
Mm-hmm.
They gave an interview with her and her mom. They're like, "What do you want to do next?" And she's like, "Candy." And then her mom's like, "We actually want her
She's
to be
going to be in a
Victoria's Secret angel."
We're going to have her be one of the angels
Yeah.
in a Victoria's Secret.
Because obviously, as you can see, my daughter is a piece of ass.
Yeah. Because Victoria's Secret, they're going to start having all kinds of models. It'd be funny if, and I know this is not the way things ever go, ever. Things always kind of just progress no matter what. But if for whatever reason there's some kind of traditionalist conservative renaissance that stands in opposition to the alt-right that becomes popular and then we sort of regress culturally a bit. And then there's a 10-year period where all of the models were fat or retarded.
Yeah.
And we look back on it and it's like, what the fuck is this? It just looks like parody.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I think it's
yeah,
just
it
gonna
won't.
get.
Of course not. I mean, it never goes that way.
It's
ever.
just gonna be more and
Yeah.
more freaks.
Yeah.
They're gonna let the nut house out.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's another one like a guy that's like this disabled non-binary supermodel is like changing the way people think about beauty. You know, just like he's just like in his chair, he's got like a small hand and stuff, and it's like, god damn,
Yeah.
what a stupid fucking industry.
Well, the funniest one I ever saw, and I've tried to get it to work as like a joke on stage, and like people just think I'm being mean, which I am. But
yeah, this is a mean conversation. we're
yeah,
having.
yeah. There was one ad that was like representing all kinds of bodies, and there was a woman with Down syndrome, a woman with a fucking colostomy bag, and then just some black woman that like had vitiligo. And it's like, yeah, the vitiligo is not that bad. The other one is literally attached to a bag of shit, and then the other one's gonna die at 32 from like an M&M overdose.
Patchy skin.
yeah. It's just like a minor, like not even. It doesn't even create discomfort.
No, there's no pain.
Non-contagious,
Yeah.
Like acquired like melanin deficiency.
Yeah.
But it like can be hot in like, you know.
Yeah, in certain patches.
Yeah.
It can be. There is a vitiligo supermodel. I've seen her before.
Yeah.
She's married. She dates Lewis Hamilton, that race car driver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good for her.
Good for her. Good for Lewis.
Good for Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
He used to fuck one of the Pussycat dolls.
Which one?
The Nicole
Sporty pussy?
Sporty pussy.
Ginger pussy.
Scary pussy.
Scary pussy. Black pussy. That was one of them.
He used to date Black Pussy from the Pussy.
No, who was it together? It was Sporty Spice, Black Spice, Baby Spice.
Baby Spice, yeah. That was problematic.
Yeah.
That's no bueno. Yeah, what if supermodels are now all ugly and then Stav's Instagram works?
Mm-hmm.
You know? He's like, I told you, motherfuckers. And we're like, he's like, you guys called me gay for that shit? Like,
yeah.
I've been building a career this whole time. It was
Yeah.
a shrewd maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
You know, best of luck to him if that does happen.
Yeah. Good luck to Stav. If anybody needs more good luck, it's Stavros. A guy that's done nothing to help himself in any way whatsoever, improve his life.
Yeah, he's a good friend.
Everybody's a good friend.
That's not true.
That's
A lot
how
of people are
friendship
bad
works. You find
friends.
other people that are as shitty as you are, and then you're nice to those people.
That's true. You find your relative shitty, like, amount of shittiness.
Yeah.
You can never be with someone that's way shittier or way better, less shitty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to my shittiest.
That's the church right there.
I didn't go to my shittiest friends going away party, moving away from New York party, because I said, I don't have to see him anymore now. So
Yeah.
which I think is a pretty shitty thing to do. Maybe,
Yeah.
But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I made a calculated decision.
On the last one, I really wanted to go in more on Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, you said it's no good.
It's like bad. It's a bad movie, and I remember it being good.
The
but
fighting shit's good.
I think back on it, and it's like, no, I'm just thinking of Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers is way better.
I watch Band of Brothers every year, and I'm like, yeah, Saving Private Ryan. Like, I put it in the same. But I probably haven't seen Saving Private Ryan in like, I don't know, since I was like a teenager.
Why didn't the Pacific pop off as much as Band of Brothers? I don't even think I ever watched it.
Because like it's like too pessimistic in tone, and it's like,
Is it? Did you see it?
Yeah, the Pacific is more. It's almost like a Vietnam series rather than a World War II thing, because they avoid like lionizing World War II to the extent that every other piece of media regarding World War II does, with the exception of like the Thin Red Line. Yeah, like the main guy, John Basilone, who's like a Medal of Honor recipient or whatever. You follow him throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
And then like in the second to last or last episode or whatever, he just decides to go back for like, I don't know, the invasion of like Okinawa or like, I don't know, whatever the fuck it was. And you just see him like land, and he's like giving people directions, and then he's just shot by somebody.
And he dies.
And it's like anticlimactic, and he just fucking dies. Because it's war, and it's like, it's not like there is no, it's not like this guy that just like moves through the battlefield untouchable. It's like someone who just was luck of the draw, didn't get shot that entire time. We gave him a stupid medal. then he's like, I gotta go do my duty, and then he just gets fucking killed immediately.
What an idiot!
Like some bush league amateur. I'm like me, top tier operator, sniper. I got a phone call the other day. It was the president of the Pentagon.
And what did he say?
He was like, "Look, I know you're retired, and you lost your eye and you wear an eye patch.
Yeah,
but people don't know about because the pictures of you are Photoshop. But you actually have an eye patch, and you're like 6'3".
Yeah.
But we need somebody to snipe." And I was like, "You lost me. I'm retired.
Yeah, you're out the game.
I'm done sniping.
You're not gonna go in there again and maybe die."
Look, the only thing I ever loved was sniping.
Zacamico, they call me the sniper. Oh God, that'd be great. Do a fucking American Sniper about Zacamico.
Yeah.
It'd be great if shirt.
It'd be great if the guy who killed Chris Kyle didn't kill himself immediately after. And he goes to prison or whatever, but the defense is able to be like, look, this guy's fucked up or whatever.
Yeah,
He's
from
got
war.
PTSD. So he does 25 years and he gets out. And then he gets to do the podcast circuit as the guy that killed Chris Kyle. And he's got a show on Gas Digital.
I feel like he'd just get a headshot the second he stepped out of prison. There'd be some psycho in the bushes.
No.
This is for Chris, bro.
Nobody kills anybody that deserves it. That never happened. And that's not to say that guy deserves to be killed. Maybe it's that only people who deserve it get killed, but they deserve it at a level that's beyond most people's basic comprehension. Which is why Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy needed to die.
They had to die because
Abraham Lincoln
needed people.
Defended the Union, but you can't say that he wasn't racist.
He died for being racist.
I think that's the reason.
He had a lot of Mayo takes.
He did.
Let's be honest.
You
know.
Yeah.
We're all against slavery. That's not that big a deal.
Right, exactly.
Why is he bragging about it?
Exactly.
He's going out there and saying that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not to say John Wilkes Booth was a good guy either, even though one of his co-conspirators was somebody that was differently abled. He had
was he?
Yeah. In fact, some people say that John Wilkes Booth himself suffered from mental retardation, which is a type of intelligence.
It is.
It's neuroatypical. We have looked into that before on the show. I have a cousin who's severely differently abled. Profoundly, uniquely talented. That he's hooked up to 6 or 7 different machines that don't actually work in conjunction. They're competing with each other for control of his body.
There's just a war of machines.
It's just a constant war of machines playing out in his immensely cripply abled body. Cripapable body.
Cripapable.
And I was saying to him the other day, I had just finished having sex with my girlfriend and counting my money. And I said to him, while he's in the chair at his parents' house, he's 36 years old, I said, it's almost like you teach me more than I teach you. You know that your life, you're actually blessed. You have a better life than I do because
because the machines and
because you live in constant pain, and it's you're almost. We need more people like you on Netflix series.
Sure,
you know what I mean.
I'd watch a show about that.
I want to see
just him. 0 lines of dialogue.
0 lines of yes. A guy barely kept alive by machines that just turn whatever's in his diaper back into food that's pumped into his system. And we just see him in the chair dying. And then it's Smallville is back. We're bringing back Smallville.
The new Superman. The hot new Superman.
Yeah.
This time, the girls are going to get extra horny for him.
Yeah.
That's why I think that I agreed with the Christian fundamentalists that they shouldn't have killed that gorgeous angel, that beautiful, fine piece of ass Terry Schiavo, right?
Yeah.
Because of her difference of ability.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's the only reason I support taking the feeding tube out is to put her husband's penis in there. I don't understand why she's to be deprived of her sexual needs just because John Q. federal government wants to, stick his nose in a woman's decisions.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That is pretty fucked up.
And, it's like we look at these people and we can learn a lot from them, It's like when you wear a diaper, everybody's worried about what bathroom is people supposed to, bathroom gender. Everybody's Johnny Gender today with the bathrooms.
Yeah.
You know what? Think about this for a second. When you're hooked up to a colostomy bag, every room is a bathroom.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So
hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot.
Oh God. Yeah. So So would you fuck a girl with a closet? That's gonna be what hot is. You know how you and I talk about how we don't know really what hot is.
Yeah.
But we see enough hot girls do something. We're like, wearing tiny like thin sunglasses that you can't even look through. That's what hot girls do in Lower Manhattan. So that therefore is hot if you see it for 2 weeks.
Right. Having your eyebrows surgically removed. That's like a hot thing.
That's like a hot thing.
Yeah.
So if Emily Ratajkowski got a colostomy bag, and enough hot girls were doing it, I would automatically want to fuck.
I think the next move is no more colostomy bags. They just leave the hole open,
and then just the shit's coming
out. Because it's like, who am I to say?
Right. That's beauty. Fuck your beauty
I'm sorry,
standards.
can you hide your shit from us, please? That's incredibly rude.
Yeah, it is rude.
Why wouldn't you just leak feces all over the train? Why wouldn't you just leak feces all over the floor of Starbucks?
Yeah. I completely agree.
Who am I? The Pope? Who am I? Pope John Francis over here?
Yeah.
I can't just let a woman defecate out of a hole in her lower abdomen?
Yeah.
I think that I'd watch that show. It's a woman standing there, shit spraying out of her belly button.
She's a businesswoman, right?
She's
got on the go.
A 3-inch diameter belly button that's just firing feces out of her midsection.
Yeah. She knows
like
what she wants also.
Yeah.
Right? She's a New York lady. She knows what she wants and she's gonna get it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's got a side ponytail, right? And like a big sweatshirt that's cut off so you can see obviously like the stoma spraying the shit out, and it's hooked over her shoulder and like leg warmers on, and we're like, okay, what is this? Clearly, it's 1987.
An 80s vibe.
It's an 80s vibe.
Yeah.
And it's just a show of a woman shitting herself, but all the font looks like it's from a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
And it's the woman that shits herself on Netflix. And then we'll watch every episode of it. We're going to recap every episode of it because there's just something about it. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I just love the way it's shot. And there's there's an aesthetic to it that makes me feel good about what I'm doing. And like I'm not sitting in front of the TV.
Yeah, and the writer's room is all women of color.
It's all women of color.
Yeah,
one of them is actually just covered in shit.
Well, that's her color. Oh God. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good show. I don't know. I don't know. Would you watch that? I think
I was laughing about imagining like it's Vietnam, Me Lai, and there's like a soldier, a young black soldier, and he's just like his commanding officer's just like, pull the trigger, soldier, pull the fucking trigger, and he throws a baby up and then caps the baby in the air and like the tears are streaming down his face, but then like he overcomes it and he starts screaming and he's filled with rage and he's picking the baby up and just smashing the baby's head against a tree and like raping a Vietnamese woman and burning her corpse.
She's blacked out.
Yeah, before the cum's even dried in her pussy. He's just setting her on fire, covered in gasoline. And then we see this young black soldier. He's waking up in his parents' house in Chicago, surrounded by his science experiments. thinking of the neighbor he has a crush on. And he's remembering his time in Vietnam. And he says to himself, did I do that? Did I do that?
Oh, that would be great, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Urkel in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
We could send Urkel to all the wars.
Steve Harvey Vietnam.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you? What was I gonna say? I forget now. I was trying to think of what I was laughing about last night, but now it's
Yeah, I
completely
know. I
escaping
wish I
me.
could remember the other fucking thing I was thinking about, but fuck. It got me good. This is why I gotta write things down.
I know. I said I'm gonna write that down,
The
and
problem
then I
is-
didn't.
I never. What I should write down
Uh-huh.
is start writing things down.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Well,
I've
that's
never-
the first thing you got to write down.
Well, I've never written that down, so I always
Uh-huh.
forget to go buy a notebook and write stuff down. I just continue to play Mario Kart.
I find that I do that as an activity, like going to the notebook store,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I'm gonna get this notebook, and it's
Mhm.
gonna really inspire me to write in the notebook,
Yeah.
and then I lose it or
Yeah.
write it on the first page, and then
Not a damn thing.
not a damn thing.
Yeah, I'm retired. I've
Yeah.
decided.
Yep. I think that
I'm into drinking beer and, going fly fishing. What is fly fishing?
You throw the thing in the air. You throw the line in the air, right? Is that it?
Yes. What's the difference between fishing and fly fishing?
I think fishing, you just drop it down.
Hmm.
Have you ever been fishing on a boat?
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, I
We
went
should do
somewhere,
that
somewhere
sometime.
in New England when I was much younger.
Yeah, I did too last
One of
summer.
those, where they take you out and then you just catch sharks and they're like, oh, you got to throw this back.
Yeah, we were catching stripers, striped bass.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool
The
to
Hamburglar of the sea.
is that the jailbird of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, it is pretty cool to just catch an animal and just be like fucking owned. You're dead, dude.
Yeah.
First blood.
Mm-hmm.
I murdered you. Have you killed an animal with a gun?
Is man an animal?
A man animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to see your fellow human as less than human to pull that trigger.
Mhm.
That's what separates good snipers from pussies.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Tactical.
Good
operators.
snipers hate all humans.
Yeah.
They kind of view themselves like
So you just
like
line
the
them up, send them to hell.
like
know?
Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen, sitting on that planet, judging
Penis
all of
out, judging everybody.
Earth.
This is hanging, penis hanging in there.
These pathetic.
Everyone can see his penis.
Yeah, what was that?
It was
Why
funny,
did they put
though.
that?
It was very funny though.
They just show his ass strategically, and then there'd be like a banana in front of his dick,
Yeah.
strategically, and then they were like, "Fuck it, I'll just draw the dick."
Yeah, yeah.
Did Alan Moore draw it too, or he just wrote it and someone else drew it?
That would be cool if you could only have to write. I guess that's how it works.
I think that is how it works.
Yeah.
There's they team up with a illustrator.
they should call it the crotchman, considering how many times you see that
His
balloon
dick.
penis.
Yeah. Just on the moon, dick out.
Who crotches the crotchman?
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean that's got to feel pretty silly to be on the moon and your penis is out.
Yeah. But that guy's a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just judging me
Yeah.
while you're standing up there on the fucking moon?
I guess Buzz Aldrin is saying the moon landing's fake now
No.
after punching that guy.
No.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That happened?
Yeah. Deathbed confession. Let me look it up.
If that's true, that is such a bummer.
Is it?
It's like one of the coolest things people ever did.
I think, honestly, I'm more impressed by the movie Space Jam and how they were able to get
That arm to stretch
Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan,
in the same room.
because Bugs Bunny's a cartoon. I
Mhm.
don't know how they did that.
Yeah.
Most people don't. I mean,
That
most
is
people-
pretty impressive.
Most people think
Yeah.
Space Jam never happened, but it's
Mhm.
like clearly there's footage of it. So
Yeah. And you could be like, oh, Michael Jordan was acting towards like a piece of tape on the ground, and then
but
they
he's
put Bugs
mentally
Bunny in there.
retarded. I mean,
Yeah, he couldn't have
obviously
done that.
Michael
Possibly.
Jordan's not capable of.
Yeah. But if you watch it, Bugs Bunny is in the room.
Wow, Snopes. Did Buzz Aldrin admit that he never went to the moon?
And?
Well, it's Snopes, so you can't believe that. I mean,
who the fuck is Snopes?
Yeah, I don't know why we would even listen to them.
Was Snopes that trial with the monkey?
Snopes?
Snopes. Wasn't that the same thing?
I thought it was like that was a slur for Blasians.
Black Asians?
Yeah, Snopes.
Blackanese.
Yeah, a couple of Snopes.
Couple of Snopes up in here.
Isn't that what it is? I thought it was that was what the website was implying.
What was that famous trial with where the guy taught evolution in the school?
Yeah. And then
that's the Snopes trial, right?
I just remember the play about it.
There was like a movie too.
Yeah.
With like one of those
And
guys.
some guy's eating an apple. Right?
He said, "Boy, I didn't come from no monkey.
I didn't come from no monkey." It's funny that AIDS came from a monkey too. Both people and AIDS.
Uh-huh.
You think about that, Mr. Anderson?
Right. The monkey giveth us life.
I can't
but
stand
then
it.
taketh us away.
It's the smell. Smelling a black guy. I mean, they should have considered that.
For the Matrix?
Yeah. It's so funny now that in the last the amount of like cultural shifts that have happened in the last like 3.5 years make the 1990s almost as bad as the 1950s.
Oh, yeah. It's the
like
segregation South.
Yeah, right.
The 90s is... Dude, I remember when I was 23, I had a friend that moved to Oakland after college.
Yeah.
And I was just misgendering all his friends just because I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
And now it's like... Now everyone's trans. Now.
Everyone is gay.
I'm fucking gay.
Yeah.
I'm trans too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just the cool that is the thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Bill Clinton signed the fucking Defense of Marriage Act. Barack Obama, when he first ran, was against gay marriage.
Yeah.
Now you have to be gay.
Yeah.
It's the law.
You can't not be gay, in fact. We're gonna get to a point where regular hardworking Joes, real guys, real guys out there every day, punching in, punching out, home for the holidays. You know what I'm talking about? True blue-blooded,
real American,
hardworking boots, dungarees, driving a truck to and from. He's there before the sun rises. Thereafter, it goes
clocking
down.
in.
Uses the correct bathroom. And that's a man who knows,
F-250.
you go to the store to buy your razors. You don't use a subscription service.
No. What the fuck is that?
You need some lotion or something. You go down to the general store. You see Mike. Mike, his family's owned that store for 3,000 years.
He's been there forever. Before the Native Americans.
This store has been there for 4,500 years. That's where you go down, you get your ruby, your enchanted ruby. You hold it up to the sun. You speak the death curse and summon a demon to take your trans son away from you.
Right.
Did you see that story about I don't even know where this is going. Did you see that story about there was like
the kid that killed
trans
his family?
teen that like murdered his family, and he's like, I did it because I'm trans. And everyone's like, no,
you can't do that.
You
No.
can't.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah, that guy rules.
That's sort of like the guys that get accused of like raping girls when they were in art school, and then they're like, I'm queer.
Yeah.
Or the Kevin Spacey thing too.
Yeah.
But that's they were and they accepted him for being trans too.
Did they?
Did they? That his family that they killed.
Oh
he killed,
yeah.
They were cool with him.
They were accepting of him.
That's fucking. That's real funny.
It is real funny.
That's a bad excuse, honestly.
I'm trying to get my ass huge. I don't know how to do it.
Squats.
I do squats.
Deadlifts?
Yeah, I do that too. Well, I'm getting
But
back.
your ass can't get big.
Even when I'm like really going to the gym, my ass doesn't get huge.
Ben said he saw you at the gym.
Yeah, I was at New York Sports Club for a day.
You just dropped in, said hi to the
just
guys.
dropped in, just saying hi, checking out the space.
Yeah, say what up.
Yeah,
that's where that Guido guy
it's a
that
club.
I know.
It's a sports club. It's a club for sports. And it's in New York too. That's the thing a lot of people don't know about it. I would love to just go sell memberships there without having a job. Just get the shirt, go up to people.
Like on the corner outside the store. Yeah.
Sir, may I talk to you for a second? I noticed you have breasts. Like a woman would. Any interest in changing that?
I would love to be a guy that works at a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a whole sense of camaraderie. Every gym has like one personal trainer that's like not. Everyone else is like yoked and like looks great, and there's one that's like an old person.
Yeah.
That New York Sports Club has two. It has like an old Jewish woman that has like a black T-shirt that says trainer on it. It's like, why would you pay this woman money until you had to be strong?
And what does she do? Like,
she
show
like
her pussy to people?
she fucks you.
What, do
she
you get
fucks
to see
you.
your pussy or something?
That Guido that taught me how to deadlift that one day. That guy, what was his name? Gianni or something?
Mm-hmm.
I saw him
Giovanni Ribisi.
I saw him at the gym a couple weeks after that, and he was in the locker room.
Personal trainer Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah.
And what are you doing? Just lift the weight up over your head. Just come on, man. Just come on, man. Just come on, man. Just lift the weight over your head, man. Just lift the weight over your head. He said he was going to lift the weight over his head.
I'm fully convinced now that he is retarded.
Well, he was
convinced me.
Famed method actor Giovanni Ribisi was waiting for his breakthrough. He was a personal trainer at the New York Sports Club on the Lower East Side. Just do the push-up, man. Just do the push-up. Just having breakdowns constantly. Oh, God, my liver. That's what he says in Saving Private Ryan. My liver.
Oh, yeah, he's
Good shot in his liver. Yeah.
But the battle sequences are cool. The bullets going through the water.
Yeah.
When they're landing on the beach.
Who gives a shit?
I don't know. The first time you see that movie, you're like, damn, fucking war is hell, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that shit's cool, I guess. But it's like the story is gay.
They have to find that guy. It is a waste.
It's a fucking waste.
It's a waste.
It seems dumb.
It's a waste for all those people to die for Matt Damon to live.
But it's like, it's a waste in a way where it doesn't even like, I guess if that's supposed to be like an allegory for the futility of war at large or how stupid the whole thing is, or it's like, we saved this one guy at what expense, and how it was like kind of a waste of time to try and save the Jews because it's like they're not even worth it.
What a waste.
What a waste. I mean, that
Think about all the lives that were lost trying to save them.
Trying to save what?
Yeah. The Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
you got to do a cost-benefit
analysis. It seems like we
analysis.
could have gotten a better deal.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good deal.
It seems like we could have gotten a better deal.
You had the wrong people making the deal.
Yeah.
It was a bad deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the worst part of that movie by far is the epilogue at the end, where it's the old man at the gravestone crying.
But that's the beginning.
Oh, it's the beginning and the end.
It's the beginning.
Yeah, it's the prologue and the epilogue.
Yeah.
Dad!
He's Dad!
Just crying. That movie would have been completely fine without that.
Yeah, imagine calling your elderly father Dad. Or any old person, really.
Yeah.
Any old relative, you're supposed to look at them like they're already a corpse, and you go, "So, how's it going?" And then they begin to answer, and you just tune it out.
What do you call your dad?
I don't call him anything.
You don't give him a name.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's just like,
What
hey,
do you refer to him to one of your siblings as?
I don't know. He just doesn't come up. It's just, I mean, I see him and I go, "How's it going?"
Yeah,
you know, and then that's sort of it.
Dad,
Dad, are you okay, Dad? You're crying.
Dad, you're gay.
Dad, are you gay? Yeah, I mean, it'd be much better if like You know what'd be funny? You know what'd be really funny?
Yeah.
Is you take the beginning of Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
and then it's that scene where he goes up to the grave and then he's crying.
Uh-huh.
Flashback, the entirety of Call Me by Your Name, and then you fucking it comes
There
back.
you go.
Yeah, the end
That's
of Saving
it.
Private Ryan.
Yep. That's it. That's it. So to any of the listeners out there, if you want to,
Yeah, and that's fair use. You can put
That's
that
fair
entire
use.
video on YouTube
yep, put it on YouTube
because it's commentary.
Mm-hmm. Tell them we sent you.
Tell them we took a damn shit.
I guess Spielberg liked that fucking tombstone ending because he did that in Schindler's List too.
Mhm.
That all those Jews go to
How
Oscar
about a
Schindler's
sequel
grave.
where Oscar Schindler gets a machine gun and he gets revenge, and it's called Schindler's Pissed? Would that be cool?
My dad got real pissed after we saw The Pianist with Adrian Brody.
I love that movie.
He was like, there was no honor in just hiding. He's like, the real heroes were the resistance fighters that took up arms in the streets and fought the Nazis. And he's like getting angry. I was
Shut
like,
up.
Come on,
You fucking
dude.
loser. He's like, you weren't there.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you totally were not there. Yeah. He was also pissed that that guy from The Pianist stayed in Poland. He thought he should have left.
Yeah.
If he had any honor. That movie was great.
Yeah, Polish people should be genocided, I feel.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Because it's like, look, make a decision. East or west, motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah, they can't straddle.
You cannot straddle.
Yeah.
Any type of Christian Slav should be genocided. Or Catholic Slav. Rather.
Yeah, Catholic Slav.
Yeah.
Right, it's a Catholic country.
The Poles?
Poland, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're disgusting people.
Mm-hmm. Absolute garbage.
All of their food is in tube shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably because they're gay.
Probably because they're gay.
They just eat, sausages, bananas, alcohol, tubes of alcohol.
Coming over here, not changing their name enough.
Yeah, all those Z's and
German
Y's.
people are all like Smith or like Williams.
Yeah.
And then Polish
a good,
people
nice
are like,
name.
Yeah, I'm like Presbylishansky. It's like fucking not a single vowel in it anywhere.
Yeah.
Waste of ink.
Yeah. Well, they did also not move here and become obnoxious about their identity. Although maybe in Chicago they are.
Yeah.
They're not like Italians or Irish where they're like, yeah, we're fucking Poles, dude.
Yeah.
We fucking love. I guess there wasn't really much to miss. Maybe. Yeah, the Poles. Get them out of here.
Genocide, just a game we play. All I want to say is Sieg Heil.
Yeah, those. Do you ever see those skinhead guys in Greenpoint? Those like Polish guys. They're like white nationalist Polish guys, like drunk Polish guys in Greenpoint.
I don't know.
They just like stagger around the streets drunk, but they're actual Nazis. Which is kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of like cool. A more Euro style of
you are right.
fascism.
It is cool that they're Nazis.
No, I'm just saying, like, as opposed to our fucking boring, tiki torch, version. That's a European style. It's more punk rock. There are combat boots involved. Shaved heads. Maybe some like
Tiki Vajiki.
That guy made Thor Ragnarok.
Did he?
No, his name's like Taika Waititi.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a Maori.
Oh, I remembered it.
What is it?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Thank God. Playing Trivial Pursuit, right? And it's a white guy playing with a bunch of black guys. And then the final question to win the game, the black guy reads the card to the white guy, and it's like, popular music group from the early 90s, NWA, were featured in the movie Straight Outta Compton this year. What does NWA stand for? And he's like, anyways, I was playing Trivial Pursuit, and that's happened, but it was with other white people, so I just said the N-word, which was great.
You got a new Trivial Pursuit?
Yeah,
at the store. Because
yeah.
I feel like every time I've ever played it, it's like the
The one-
1973 version.
There, and it's funny because there's
You
still
never-
some of those questions in there. I got one of them that was like, Raquel Welch wore this iconic outfit in
Who the fuck
10 million
knows?
BC. Well, it's a fur bikini.
Yeah.
But it's like, why is there a Raquel Welch question in Trivial Pursuit? Because then the next one's about like Bruno Mars.
So they keep that shit in the
They do.
2018
Yeah,
Trivial
some of them
Pursuits.
they keep. Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I love.
Well, you guys,
Are we done?
if you want, I got a Nintendo Switch. If you want to play Uno with me on Nintendo.
Do you play
Switch.
Trivial Pursuit on Switch?
No, I got the actual board game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but if you listen to the show, you want to come to my apartment, play Trivial Pursuit. Feel free to stop by anytime. I'm moving into Boggle Junior, which is so funny. Did you know they have a Boggle Junior?
No. For
It's-
like dumber words?
Yeah, but it's like you just play Boggle and suck at it. I don't know.
Is it less squares?
I don't know. It looked like the same amount. I mean, but what the fuck is that?
It's brighter
They
colors?
got a Scrabble Junior too.
How does that work?
I don't know. You're just bad at the game. It's just
That's funny.
yeah.
Yeah. Chess Junior.
Really boggles my mind.
Yeah, that'll throw you for a loop.
Yeah.
I was trying to. I still can't think of the one I said last night. I was pretty drunk
Yeah.
though. Whatever. What else? Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Nintendo Switch, the Cum Boys recently.
You
We're
guys
playing
want
some
to come over
Mario
and do
Party.
Do a Mario Party?
Dash
after
is
this?
going to a play.
Do you want to come over?
I told Max I'd get dinner with him.
You told Max?
Yeah, I get dinner with him.
Where you guys going?
I think we're gonna order.
Order something in? What are you thinking?
I don't know. You want to hang out for dinner?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I could do that. Let's wrap this up. We'll put a bow on it. Actually, I have to go home and upload this.
Oh, you do. You could do it on my computer, can't you? No? You have to edit
no,
it?
I don't know any of the logins. They're all saved on my computer.
Right.
All right. Later, everybody.
Bye, guys.